Yellow Speed Racing coilovers from a 1990 Mercedes wagon. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to CM Traveling Cars. Today, got some Yellow Speed Racing coilovers. I'm gonna throw in my 1990 wagon. Let's take a look at these bad boys. Got some really nice coilovers. That's for the rear. Ooh, nice springs. These things are heavy. Looked at the box earlier, almost freaking dropped a nut. Look at that. Fronts are in here somewhere. The fronts are underneath the other one. There we go. Adjustable camber, all that good junk. Yellow Speed Racing on the wagon to get rid of this ridiculous wheel gap here. I'm also going to open the hood up. So since this car is a Japanese import, it's right-hand drive. It's funny because the hood release is on the left side. Let's get this baby jacked up and ready to roll. Woo, baby. Look at these bad boys. So I got the fronts here. The rears here is nice because it's somewhat labeled. It's R for the rear, F for the front. Obviously these are for the front, these are for the rear. It's not like I do this every day, so bear with me. I'm just doing this for fun, just me putting some junk on my car. So the top here, I know we gotta take these 3 bolts out. We gotta take this bolt out, there's 2 bolts down here, take the spring out. I'm gonna try to take the shock out first, so then hopefully I can get my spring compressor on the spring to compress it to get it out, so I don't have to loosen up this lower ball joint here. Fingers crossed. Look at this monstrosity. That is kind of unsafe. We gotta get that off ASAP. But what a pain in the ass to get that out. Yeah, let me know in the comments which one is the best way to do it. If you drop the lower control arm in the back, the front. I know you gotta get the brake rotor off to get the dust shield in a little bit, just to get the little ball joint out. Check out the thickness comparison between the Yellow Speed Racing and the OEM springs. Height difference, crazy. Obviously I know I got some adjustment here, so I gotta play around and see what I'm gonna do with that. And I really don't want to take this thing on and off 18 times. I'm hoping for maybe 10. The hardest part is trying to get the one figured out. So when you get the one figured out, then you can use that same measurement for the other one. Then the rear, get that squared away, then go from there. Brake line bracket will slide into the lower, just like how it was on the OEM one. So with the shock here, the OEM one, I just did a basic measurement from the bottom of the bow hole. Oh, easy now. To the top part of this plate is just shy of 23 inches. And I did the same thing over here. Bottom of the shock, the hole, and I did 19.5. So I dropped it down a little bit. And with the springs, I pretty much kept the springs in the same area how they came. I just made a leveled them out to about 10.5. So honestly, they are a lot shorter, but they are stronger, so they're not going to sag as much as the OEM ones. So I just kept it where it was. So I might need to do some adjusting. There we go, on those more, but that's going to be the starting off point. So let me put this stuff back in the car and hope for the best. Holy moly. Got some dirt on my face. So what happens when you work, kids, you get dirt on your face and on your hands. Alright, so got the Alzor on, and not bad for my first time. I think I'm impressed. I'm like, I don't know what to say right now. If I nailed that the first shot, then I deserve a pat on the back or something. I'm not gonna, don't get ahead of myself, Cody, okay? Yes. Okay, so I like the ride height. This looks nice. It looks like I can still drive it without friggin' smashing my bumper up too much. Looking down it from the side, the wheel is in a scotch, so I'm gonna put a slight wheel spacer to get it out towards the fender a little bit, but that's gonna be in a few, as long as I get the ride height settled. I still gotta button everything up on the inside. I just want to do some gangster junk just to get it on the ground to see what it looks like. Let me do a test here. She's pretty stiff, so I might just let this thing go like this and freaking A, man, like, hell yeah. Alright, so about that ride height, I had it freaking exactly where I wanted to be. But when I went underneath in there, I was like, you know, let me just check the spring. And the spring was actually loose in the pocket area, so I was like, damn it. So what I did, I raised the spring up about 1 inch. Did all that work, and I let it back down on the ground. Now she's sitting a little too high, but at least we got contact on the spring, so now I'm thinking about maybe raising the base of the shock up 1 inch. Nope, same thing. So I'm gonna lower down the spring like ½ inch. We're getting somewhere. It looks pretty freaking good. But me being really like, I'm thinking another ½ inch on the spring. You guys are keeping track at home. I think it was like 4 or 5 times the wheels off. I'm gonna have to take it off again just to finish buttoning it up, but I'm hoping this is the last time to take it off to adjust the suspension, so check it out. Sometimes a ½ inch can make a difference. Tighten up that gap. I think it's really good. I don't want to, yeah, it would be great to go a little bit lower, but then you gotta account the factor of this bumper being a little low to the ground. I probably should have kept it at the right height I had before, but I'm like, I hate wheel gap, definitely with these wheels and this setup. So I'm gonna stick with this for now. Got the other side ready to roll. Gotta take these bolts out, take the plate off so I can get the strut through the hole. Learn something. Then take all this crap out. What I ended up doing is with the spring here, 10 3/4 from the bottom, bottom or the base. Well, actually, this is the top. From there to the very tippy top of the spring here, 10 3/4. And with the shock, I ended up measuring from the base of the shock here to the top part of this chrome here, 14 to get the ride height that we got there. I got the front end. I didn't even look at the left side yet. Ooh, that is freaking sweet. Oh man, can't wait to get the rear on. So with the rear, you have to change out the lower control arm to a coupe. No, my bad. A sedan lower control arm. For the wagons, I guess is different. I already got that, so that's gonna be a job for tomorrow. All right, it is tomorrow or day 2. So I turned the car around, as you see. I did jack up the front end because I just want to check the steering clearance, something I forgot to do yesterday. Also, with the spacers, I was thinking about it. Since that's got adjustable camber plates in the top, I don't know if I'll be using too much wheel spacers in the front here. I'm not sure, but I guess we'll figure that out as after the alignment. So let me check the steering real quick and then hop to the rear. Everything looked pretty good under there. Right there, I know we got just a slight difference here. I don't think it's going to be too much of a difference when it's on the ground, but at least everything is clearing when it's up in the air. So I told myself, I'm like, oh, before I start the rear end by jacking it up, taking the tire off, that I should take out some of the interior panels to access the top of the shock. Jumped the gun, I forgot, so there he is, jacked up, no wheel on there. I really don't feel like putting it back on, so I do got to take out this piece here to access the top of the shock. Alright, I got the interior ripped out. Just got to access these 2 top bolts right here. I was hoping to take this cover off, but I think there's something going along here, and I don't want to rip this whole back part of the seat out. So pretty sure I can get in there with like a little swivel and socket and stuff. Same thing on both sides. Start digging into the dirty stuff. So obviously this kit comes with the strut, spring, you know, just like the front. But for the wagons here, they say you have to replace the lower control arm with a sedan lower control arm. So I got 2 rear lower control arms from a sedan. I think it's from like a 300E or something like that. And they bolt right up. I do not know what the difference is. We'll find out when we get this one out. Now if everything works out alright, I'm hoping to let the jack down. The spring and shock will come with the lower control arm as one unit. Oh yeah, baby, look at that jump. How can the front be that nice? So I went with OEM Mercedes lower control arms. The wagon requires 2 bolts that mount the shock in, the sway bar link mounting here. Since the Yellow Speed Racing only requires 1 bolt and the Mercedes sedan lower control arm requires 1 bolt, that one mounts here with the sway bar link mounting here. So with the shock, I bottomed it out, got on the control arm ready. With the spring, I set it to 10.5 with the little rubber on there. There's a setup right here, looking pretty sweet. This is loose. Yeah, so I bottomed this shaft into here, the base. 10.5, I got the rubber on there, so the rubber can sit up in the pocket up in here. So I got the top bolt in, got everything in over here. The lower control arm is loose, so is the strut. It is loose because I'm probably going to do some more adjustments. I don't want to tighten everything up yet. But one major problem, not about major, is the sway bar link here that goes to the lower control arm. This is the sway bar link here. This goes to the lower control arm. This is the old lower control arm, so as you see, she slides right in the hole there. No problem. The new control arm doesn't fit. They didn't say this in the fine print that if you need to change the local control arm, you're gonna need to get a new sway bar link. So get a new sway bar link for a sedan, or I'm thinking about shaving off these sides here like a 1/4 inch total so she can slide right in there. I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna do, because I really don't want to wait an extra few days to get a sway bar link, and this is damn near brand new, so I'd rather modify it than not use it at all. It is what it is those little setbacks. That's really frustrating and annoying, but you know, when you're doing custom stuff like this, there's something you gotta expect. So I did some figuring out with this little control arm sway bar link. So at the end of the tape there, to the sway bar, you see there's a little bit of a difference. So I worked out that it should do 1.50 shaved off on each side to center it out. Then this should slide into here. Alright, this is the moment of truth right here. Oh my goodness. Oh dude, that was the first freaking shot. No way. Woo, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. It's actually not bad cutting these things with the hacksaw. I think that was the best way to do it, so you're not cutting with a cutoff wheel and melting all the rubber and stuff. It is nice that the rubber is solid, that there's no like grease in there or anything, so that did help out a lot. So I got super impatient and I wanted to see the car on the ground. There it is. She is sitting a tick high. So I adjusted the coil again, and unfortunately she's still sitting a little high. I readjusted everything. I readjusted the spring because the strut is tapped out on the bottom, and I threw the wheel back on, and unfortunately she's still got a little bit of a wheel gap, a little bit more than I want. Alright, so third time I took out this guy from the top of the spring, and this is what we got. It's a lot better, but I wish it was still a tick lower. I threw some of my wheels in the back here just to lower the car down a little bit, and it's actually sitting exactly where I would like it. Yes, the wheel's not perfectly centered. This car needs alignment, so I'm thinking maybe that could be a possibility as well. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side real quick. Alright, for the rear, I'm just going to go with bottoming this out to the base here, and for the spring, just shy of 9.5. I'm hoping that'll be good after everything's all settled and done and aligned and stuff, so. Alright, I threw it on the ground, and this is perfection. I love it. I think it looks freaking great. This wheel is a little more straighter in the wheel arch compared to the other side. I'm thinking once that's lined up and straight, I think she should be, hopefully, be sitting good. But otherwise, she's looking stellar. So I was starting to put the interior back together. Then it dawned to me that if I need to adjust the dampening a little bit, that means I'm going to have to take everything back apart. So I'm just going to leave that stuff disconnected for now, just in case I want to adjust the dampening, get it where I want it. And if I want to dampen it, let's take one of these bad boys here, which got a little Allen key at the end of it. Counterclockwise to make it softer, clockwise make it harder. Put it on the top there until it gets tight in there, then I just twist it. Boom. Got her outside. Hopefully the light ain't too bad, but holy moly, look at this bad boy. Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna go take it down. Damn. Damn, that's freaking sick. Your stance won't look all that bad in that thing. She's a little low. Oh wow. This is gonna be the first drive. Slam to the ground like this. Hopefully I can get out of the driveway. Alright, so driving pretty good. The seal was crooked because I did some steering work in the front. So that's gonna get taken care of when I get the alignment done. Runs pretty good. So far, so good. I just gotta be careful with all the potholes. Just got back from the test drive. I think she drove pretty good. I enjoyed it. I might tweak around with the dampeners just a little bit. And possibly ride height. I'm not sure. I guess I'll let it settle for a day or two and make a determination what I'm going to do. But otherwise, she looks pretty stellar there. But I am going to do a quick walk around this car in the upcoming months. So stay tuned for that. I just want to say thank you so much for watching the video and join me friggin' try to put some suspension underneath my car. Hope you enjoyed it. Give a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to follow for more content and all that good. I literally had like 5 more seconds worth of talking to wrap the video up and the GoPro died. What the heck? Whatever. It is what it is. I forgot where I left off at. But at the end of the day, thank you so much for watching. And we'll catch you in the next video very soon. Cheers! For those who are wondering what your Panda's specs were after I got alignment, the Mercedes E-Class 86 to 95. This is for the front left, the front right. This is before, after, front total, rear left, rear right, and rear total. The technician said that everything was within spec, so we're good to go.